What is up, my friends? So let's talk about Don't Breathe 2. We just got the first trailer for it. It looks like they just want to drop the trailers, right? We just recently got the Many Saints of Newark trailer, which you can check out my trailer breakdown explanation over there on the channel. Because if you're not subscribed to it, you probably don't know I already dropped it. So make sure you go over there and you subscribe so you know when I drop these videos. But let's talk about Don't Breathe 2. So Don't Breathe is a movie that was directed by Fede Alvarez back in 2016 that starred Stephen Lang as Norman Nordstrom, the blind man. Now, we've been anticipating this movie. I think we heard that it was getting a sequel back in 2018, and then we heard that there was going to be a Evil Dead sequel as well coming. And so Fede Alvarez had a lot of things that he had tied up, and now we are actually getting this film. Now, back in 2020, we heard it was greenlit by the studio, and here I was thinking, well, it might take a while, right, before we get anything. And out of nowhere, surprise, we're getting this movie in about 2 months, August 13th, 2021 to be exact. Now, as we know, at the end of Don't Breathe, Stephen Lang's character, Norman Nordstrom, was left and the girl escaped. I think the girl was actually played by Jane Levy, whatever you want to say. But yeah, this one isn't directed by Fede Alvarez. It's actually directed by the writer and one of Fede Alvarez's long partners in the entertainment industry called Rodos Ayagues. Hope I'm not mispronouncing that. But in Don't Breathe 2, we have a new plot, and this actually takes place 8 years later. When I was watching the trailer, I actually thought that this was a prequel of sorts, but then as we got more into the trailer, I realized that it wasn't. So this is what the premise reads. In Don't Breathe, Norman Nordstrom, played by Stephen Lang, was underestimated by everyone because of his blindness. He revealed an unflinching will to survive and get what he wants, but also a monstrous evil side of his personality, as nothing, no person, or conscience will stand in his way. Now, in Don't Breathe 2, 8 years later, Nordstrom lives with 11-year-old Phoenix. He has recreated the family that was stolen from him by a drunk driver and has found the twisted justice he's always felt was his due. When intruders once again come into his home, it is time to focus on Phoenix. Norman will reveal for the second time what's inside of him. And again, it will be in new and unexpected ways. Looks like it's going to be a very much so action-packed horror-esque type movie, just like the first one. Now, I'm not too sure how exactly it will be like the first one, because I thought that the first one was great, but I feel like the second one looks like it just wants to do the same thing that we saw happen in the first one, and that might get a little boring if it doesn't go the right way. So I'm pretty hesitant to expect anything but just a plain copy. So that's my only gripe with this one. I do expect it to be good, but nothing too wild like that we haven't seen before, because I think that the first one already spoiled us enough where we are like unlikely to get something special like that again. So we'll just have to see and wait to really analyze if this is going to be good or not. So yeah, August 13th, it is going to be playing in theaters, which has me a little bit more excited. Although I do still feel a little bit hesitant because, as I said, I don't want it to feel like the same movie we've already watched, So that's going to be a interesting thing to see how it plays out. What are your thoughts on Don't Breathe? I thought the first one was very good. I thought the actors were all great. This, I think, is really going to focus on where did 11-year-old Phoenix come from, because in the trailer, we hear some of the people that get into the home to try and take Phoenix tell her that they're going to tell the truth of what's happened. And Norman Nordstrom's just like, no, you're not. So I'm pretty sure that he abducted her when she was probably like 3 years old, if this is 8 years later. And I think that her parents might have sent some people after them or something like that. I don't think that we will see anybody from the previous films. Just looking from the cast here, I don't see any recognizable names like that. So we'll wait and see. So yeah, I think it should be interesting to see what's going to happen in this film and what will like come after this as well. I know that they did a ton of money with Don't Breathe, and if you can just think about how many actors were in that movie and the location wise, it is a pretty cheap film to make. So I don't anticipate this being the last Don't Breathe, especially if this does good like the first one did, because they like to milk these things. So that's the only thing that has me worried, is they're just looking at it as a quick cash grab, and maybe we might just get something mediocre. So hopefully we don't. Hopefully they continue and amplify this story even more, because I think there's a lot of interesting things you can do with this, and I would definitely want to see it play out just as how it's envisioned. Fede Alvarez did write this as well with Rodo Sayaguas, who also helped him with numerous other projects. I think all of his other projects like Evil Dead and Don't Breathe. So it should be fine, I hope. So we'll see what happens with that. Anyways, what did you think of the trailer? Are you excited or not? Did you enjoy the first film? Do you think that there is going to be a good like story being built up here, or do you think that this is just a cheap way to make some money, especially because it got made pretty fast? I think they started making this film in August, and now it's done already. I think they finished by October 8th. Nothing wrong with that, but I just feel like it was like a quick thing to do. But we'll see. Anyways, leave your comments down below. What are your thoughts? Are you gonna watch it, or are you gonna wait for it to release on streaming or Blu-ray or DVD? All of that. I'm pretty iffy about it. I don't know. I need to see a little bit more about it. Maybe a couple more trailers. Maybe a couple more like TV spots, all of that. But from the looks of it, it just looks like the same thing all over again. But we'll see what happens. I think it's a great premise. I think it's going to be a good movie to watch. I know that the first one ended when Levy escaped, and she was pretty much being chased by the man. Like, you could see him in the background walking up. So we'll see what happens, right? Anyways, as always, that is going to do it for me. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, what are you waiting for? Make sure you hit that like, comment, share, all that good stuff. Make sure you turn on the bell for notifications, because YouTube likes to be funny about that and not tell you when I drop a video, and you don't want to miss a video when I drop it. Go check out my Many Saints of Newark video. I have a Loki video coming out later in a bit, so make sure you tune into that. Also, a Purge video coming out tomorrow, and yeah, it's going to be filled this week with a ton of videos that I have to catch up on. You can also check out my TikTok. Leave it down below, or you can go to Campfire Tales on TikTok to follow me for more of the stuff you love. Campfire is where we talk about all the stuff you love in pop culture and just have a discussion. So make sure you're leaving your comments below. I want to make a video where I round up a lot of comments and like comment back in video form, if that makes any sense. But I'm going to make more of an announcement of how that will work pretty soon. So make sure you're tuned in for that. As always, that is going to do it for me. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the bell. I'll see you next time. Stay safe. Stay positive.